been a while.
Yeah, you're sounding good on our end. We sound okay to you?
Sound great, yeah.
Right
Awesome.
on.
All right. All right. So my name's Xavier.
Hey guys, Ian.
And it's David Bean, the Davey of Love, Davey De La Hoya. We got a special guest today.
There's no way I'm not gonna win her heart.
Oh, you got me in my eyes, bro.
It's time, boys. Time the boys become men. Even with eyeliner on. Every little single thing I do, Flex is trying to bust my balls.
What's going on? So do you go by Dave or 12 pack still?
Look at that.
It depends on where you find me.
Where you find you? Yeah.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
kind of the
obviously-
Dave around here.
Yeah, I tried to change my name to Dave on, Daisy anyway, just so I wouldn't be called 12-pack when I'm 50 years old. But
Right.
yeah,
No, that
on my
makes
way
sense.
there.
Yeah.
But you still have the 12-pack, right?
It's down there. It's down there. It's coming back.
Word.
Pool season.
So yeah, how you been doing? Doing good?
Doing great. How
Doing
about
good,
you
yeah.
guys? Where are you guys from?
From Central Illinois, Champaign. It's like 2.5 hours south of Chicago.
Okay. Very
Yeah.
good.
U of I, #1 party school in the U.S. So.
All right. What you got there, man?
Jäger and Red Bull. I thought that was the plan.
Oh, here we go. Oh, hell yeah.
We're good to go.
Right on.
good.
I was thinking, I didn't know, because I know on the show you mostly, it's amp and vodka, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could order whatever you want, honestly. So, but Daisy of Love, they took the hard alcohol away from us because guys were smashing Spam cans and shit.
A Spam can?
Yeah, Flex literally took a can of Spam and he basically said, "Give me the alcohol back, or the Spam gets it." And so he puts the alcohol back. He put the Spam on the table, took a pool stick, and was whacking Spam all over the place. That's how it went down.
How far into the show was this?
Oh man, it probably made the extras, not maybe the regular episode, but
Okay.
it had to be episode 5, 6, 7, something like that.
Gosh, yeah, because I don't think they showed that at all.
Yeah.
You can find it online for sure.
Yeah. I was saying,
Sorry about the
clip
delay,
show.
guys. Sorry for leaving you hanging, man. I was in the middle of posting an intense side-by-side with me and Nick Lachey on the Instagram, so,
Oh, no worries.
Yeah, no worries. We were actually panicking. We had a whole apology message typed up to you. We couldn't get our microphones to work. And we did the one last test before sending it. I had it in my notes, like 2 paragraphs about how we're Bush League and how we want to reschedule.
But no, we made it work. We
we
figured
did
it out.
it, guys. We did it. We're here. So,
Yes, sir.
yeah, man. Well, let's get down to it, man. Let's crack one
Yeah,
open.
you got
Starters here. Who's all doing Jäger bombs?
I'm sitting this one out. I got some water.
Oh,
I'll babysit these guys in a couple hours.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Cheers.
Hell yeah.
Cheers, guys. Let's have some fun.
All right, should I just start episode 1? Is that the easiest way to start kind of the walkthrough? The whole
Into a little
series?
bit. Yeah.
Start wherever you want. You want to start in elementary school? Whatever.
I mean, the first 3 episodes are kind of interchangeable. They're really just getting rid of everyone you know is not going to last. I mean,
Well, you get that crazy guy who smashes something over his head and has to go.
yeah. So, I mean, the first episode we lose 84, 85, and 86, which is disappointing. I love those stupid-ass fucking triplets. They were
That was
actually in the
weird, though.
Lady Gaga paparazzi music video.
Were they?
That's what they're most famous for. I looked into them a little bit, actually. They're just, like, traveling the world now. Literally not working. They're not doing their band anymore. And they're still doing everything together. I assume they're still fucking chicks together. I assume it's still a family ordeal there.
Yeah.
Lose Dropout and Torch. They're basically, I mean, they're no good. They're not much. Second show, though, we lose a real one. We lose Weasel. And that's brutal. And we don't get to see more Weasel. He was supposed to be on I Love Money Season 3, but that's a whole thing.
Yeah,
But
for
it was
sure.
supposed to be like
Weasel's the man. I mean,
Can we get some whiskey up in here?
I don't know if you guys follow his social media. He's like got to be 50 years old right now. He's got a bigger 12-pack than I do. He goes on.
no shit.
He's got a boat. I think he owns a tattoo shop and a couple other things.
Damn.
I did not realize he was doing that well because he's just a kind of a drunk mess. You mostly see in the first episode telling Daisy, "Oh yeah, I just finished 2 bottles of Jack Daniels."
Oh yeah, he was incoherent. Like
Yeah.
Oh, we drew on his head. We were drawing.
Right, and he shows up to the elimination ceremony with shit still half on his face.
Literally, didn't even look in the mirror before your like nationwide eliminations.
Did somebody wipe him up at all? Because some of the stuff is off his face.
It was probably him just like
Sweating.
Yeah, and like
wiping his forehead. Yeah,
Right.
seriously.
Damn. And then who else? We lose. Flipper has the whole freak out episode 2.
There's the guy who smashes the bottle on his head.
Yeah, right on his face. He starts bleeding and then looking in the mirror and he's talking to himself like it's what's the movie where he's got the blood running down his face? He's talking in the mirror.
I
don't know. It's not important.
Some Silence of the Lambs, something.
Right.
But on I Love New York, when I was on I Love New York, we had a guy on episode 3 literally throw himself down the stairs. Pootie made himself pass out. That was another dude that had to go home because of just losing it really on TV.
Jesus.
Oh no.
Yeah. Careful
So-
if you guys get there, man.
Yeah.
This dude's name. I'm sorry. There's a name I was looking for because I found him harassing you on Instagram, and I can't remember his name. I was digging through your Instagram, doing a little research, and I can't remember the name of the guy, but he's got like weird like stitches all over his lips and stuff, and he was claiming that he was like the crowd favorite contestant in the online vote for Daisy.
Oh
of Love.
my gosh. Yeah.
I need all your guys' votes for this last and final round to get me into the house so I can be with Daisy.
Yeah.
So, do you know anything about that dude?
I do. So he was voted the crowd favorite. He was like some rocker or something like that. You know, he had like seriously crazy hair, like his head shaved with like just a Misfits type thing down the middle. I mean, he just looked like he was gonna slip a razor blade, you know, in his clothing and come on the show.
Yeah.
He definitely won the crowd vote for sure. And the producers are like, what do we need this guy for? And then I volunteered to go on, and they're like, all right, we're good. Cast.
Yeah, because he was in your Instagram comments saying they wouldn't let me on because I was a liability and this and that.
Yeah, and
And
I
you were just
remember.
like,
I
thanks,
know.
bro. Thanks for being a fan.
He hit me up. He's like, you look like old 12-pack, old man 12-pack. And I was like, bro. And he's just like, hey man, I was just kidding. I want to be your friend, dude.
I didn't think you were gonna respond.
I know, just trying to get a response. You don't have to like call me old man to get a response.
Yeah.
Just be like, hey, what's up, dude?
All right.
All right, and then so the third episode we have it's your first challenge win. You win the paintball challenge, and the whole time you're saying I don't want to be on this team, because you do get kind of put with the smallest guys in the house. It's London and Sinister and Chi-Chi, I think, and you're doing your little talking head. Which, by the way, your talking heads are you're the only one in the talking heads who doesn't make a complete ass out of themselves the whole time. You're the only one who seems like they've done it before. I mean, because you have. You're obviously kind of a pro, but like just listen to like you talk and Fox talk side by side is hilarious.
Well, listen, and if I probably say things that, think about it now, where Fox probably watches and is like, man, that guy really doesn't like me, he's so mean to me. But honestly, like Fox, I love Fox. I love everybody on the show, but man.
Yeah.
I mean, he would say some things like, and I've hung out with Fox. We did a party in Louisville, and some from Nashville came out to meet us and hang out. And they were like, oh my God, Fox is so dreamy. And I was like, all right, 2 hours into the party, and they're like, oh my God, what is he saying? Like,
So since I won the date and I thought that I'd have special care, I thought that I'd also go on no. Since I tried so hard on this challenge, I thought that knowing the fact that we'd go on a date, oh, it's too long. Hold on, how am I gonna put this? So everyone goes on this date and everyone's going, I don't know where they're going.
I mean,
Yeah, one of my
he kinda
favorite
kills
scenes with
himself,
Fox is during Flipper's little like battle roast when he's trying to like rip on everyone in the show and tell challenge, and he just goes, "Fox ain't a rock star, he's a dork," and Fox just gets the biggest, dumbest smile on his face and just points right at him, and he just rubs it right off. Every time Fox gets insulted, he just smiles and it gets so happy. Like when he gets picked last in the band competition, when he's on your team in the band competition, he's like smiling and excited when he's getting put on a team by force.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what it was like, man. Honestly.
So, but you play the drums in that challenge. So you played the drums a long time. Is that like because you didn't
My
raise your
dad
hand at the
was
beginning when they asked who was in a band?
Right. Well, my dad actually played the drums in a band in the 70s, long hair, couple tats, you know. So we had a drum set growing up as kids. So obviously in 4th, 5th, 6th grade, I played the drum set, you know, me and my buddies. I used to skateboarder, punk rock, you know, listen to that music and all that stuff. So me and my buddies used to make skate videos, and I would play punk drums, you know, with my buddies and stuff. So, you know, I got out of that like in high school and whatnot, but you can always pick up the drums and, you know what I mean? And my brothers actually still record like keyboards and guitars, and my brother builds like guitar pedals. They're really into music, and my dad still plays. So I'll go to the house for like a family event, and we'll have the drum sets side by side. We'll have the keyboards, we'll have the guitar, like we'll have everybody in the house just kind of jamming out for a couple hours after dinner, just kind of, you know, having some fun. So it was easy.
That's awesome.
They didn't judge it like on pure skill of the song. It was like, this guy looks good. I want to spend time with London. His band wins the challenge. You know?
Right. Yeah. You're pretty close with your family, it sounds like. What do they think about the show? Or the shows?
Well, a little bit of a loose cannon at that time.
Right.
You know, when I was like 19, 20, I was hitting New York City clubs up. Go out, you know, leave 5, 6 in the morning, come back in the afternoon. I mean, you know, my schedule was all whacked. So my mom got used to me being a little out of it. So yeah, there was definitely some stuff in the first couple episodes. They were like, man, you know, I'm getting hammered every episode. You know, I'm talking about this or that, or, you know, girls talking about, you know, really intimate stuff, you know? So you get used to it after a while. And then it's like, you know, if I could go back to that age and think like, wow, I'm partying in college, you know, like you're at a college party. Now it's on camera and you're going to live the rest of your life known as this guy who's like, beers, you know, which is fine. I don't mind that guy.
Right.
Hey, why not right now anyway? You know, I guess I kind of do it to myself a little too.
So, yeah, London's team, like you said, wins that challenge. Long gets a free guitar and then decides to dip because he's got a guitar now.
I never won anything like that on any of these shows. Like never won. I was like, oh, it's worth more than $200. No.
Right. They bought you some leopard print lingerie, but like the guitar is not going to happen.
I know, and I have plenty of my own of that crap.
Yeah.
And so then we've got the next episode's actually a really good one. It is the photo shoot episode, which doesn't sound super exciting, but it's also the episode where the skunk gets in the house.
Okay.
So the skunk, that is not the ugliest skunk I've ever seen. It looks like it could be a pet. Is that skunk real? Is it 100% legit?
I mean, you know, I don't know every little behind the scenes detail. I mean,
right.
Sure, you guys are in a hamster cage, right? And you know, there's 20 of us, and there's a camera up top, and they got cheese here and there. You don't know what the heck's really there and what's not. But
okay,
to be honest with you, first of all, no one's handling a skunk and like releasing it. And if you're going to, you probably wouldn't do it in the living room of like a mansion you're renting. You know,
right? Yes, yeah.
We're going in and out all night. I swear, that thing must have run in there, and you know, we obviously took advantage of the situation, and that was insane. You know, Talk Soup clip of the week. That was pretty cool.
Hey, don't scare it! Don't scare it!
There's a skunk in there. You gotta be.
I picked that garbage can up and oh my God.
So you got launched right in the face. You got shot by that skunk?
I definitely asked for it. I've never backed a skunk or blocked him in with a chair before, like like a kitchen. But you know, if you're gonna get sprayed by a skunk, it's better than that than like in your own home where you actually have to clean it up and whatnot. You know?
Right? Exactly. Yeah.
Although the kitchen smelled like a skunk for a week. We didn't go near the kitchen for like a week. I swear. After that, like the whole side of the house was shot for a couple of days. It was bad.
Okay, so that sounds about as real as it gets right there.
Yeah. Oh no, they wouldn't have ruined half their set. You know, just
yeah.
I'm sure it got some views, but it didn't make the show.
Because that's what really convinced me that it was real was the puking. Because
the lot of puking.
You can't even show the puking. I mean, you guys, man, I was there. I was like, they didn't even show the puking. It was like a nonstop 30-minute, like everybody in the house. It was horrible.
Oh God.
Horrible. Yeah, I mean, that was That was deep. Like when you really like can't breathe it in anymore, and like it goes right to the stomach, and whatever you ate's coming out. There was no avoiding that. That's picture like you getting gassed with something right now, and you're just gonna reflect so badly, your stomach's gonna recoil, and you're gonna vomit. Like that's
right. And I imagine you guys weren't eating the best in that house. I mean, you were probably eating good, but it was like a lot of pizza and stuff like that.
It's hit and miss. You know, you get these dates where you get these dinners that I'm not gonna go make or buy, you know, but then again, you get plenty of frozen food, and depending on how much you're drinking and whatever happened that day, you might stay up till 3 a.m. eating 4 frozen food dinners before you go to sleep.
Yeah.
So it's Cage goes home that episode after the whole incident with Flex. He tries to start the fight with 6 Gauge. Flex chokes him out, pulls him down.
You missed the fight episode too, you know.
Yeah, right. That's one thing I was laughing about was they kick Cage out. Daisy has the whole breakdown of I don't like violence, I don't like this and that. And then it's like, let's throw him in a cage fight.
Right. Yeah, that was definitely unexpected. Some of those guys were like really nervous about getting in the cage. I mean, think about it. You guys are like, hey, we're just chilling, and now you're like, no, you're putting gloves on today. Like right now, in like 5 minutes, you will be in the cage slugging somebody.
Literally fighting for this woman's heart.
Yeah,
by the way,
you probably got the worst draw in that whole challenge too.
Yeah, 12-pack. Oh, Big Rig, you were just on a TV show for fighting. You're in mid-season, mid-camp form. You know, why don't you here 12-pack? I guess you seem to be the next best guy. Why don't you fight him? You know, for as long as we tell you.
Yeah, he went on Ultimate Fighter, and then he went on a WWE reality show after that, and then he did a Stone Cold Steve Austin separate from the WWE reality show after that. So I think Big Rig has actually been on more shows than you. Possibly.
Oh yeah, he's got me smoked in the popularity department. But no, I mean the thing with Big Rig is I literally, you know, the guy I lost the fight regardless of his illegal punches to the back of the head, which is what fight. I mean I sat there and took like 10 of them before. The referee actually was Liddell's trainer. He should know the rules. I know what.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's unloading on you. You are not like in a good position.
Yeah, we were just like, okay, like he's. Stop, like he won.
We changed controls. Honestly, I was all right. Picture it this way, right? I used to wrestle in high school. I used to coach wrestling. When you come back in November or the beginning of the season, you know, a guy who maybe doesn't beat you, catches you off guard, you trip your butt, you know, because you're not loose, you're not like doing it. Now here I am, 3 years removed from any whatsoever. I've been drinking all month, you know,
right?
5 years. You got a guy who's literally 2 or 3 fights that year. And, you know, I got one shot to beat him. So he takes me down first. I loosen up. I reverse him, slam him on his head, hit him a few good times. He goes to put me in a triangle choke. And, you know, what I do is if you get an arm bar, you're supposed to jump over. But we have a headgear. So I kind of got stuck, ended up on the bottom. Headgear pops off and he hits me good, like right in the nose, which is fine. The ref stopped it because the headgear fell off, which that was fine. That was legal. That should have, you know, that was fine. We restart it. Somehow I try to reverse him again. He ends up getting in my back, and now I'm tired, and you can't really like fight him off. And I'm sitting there, and he's literally punching the straight back of your head. And in MMA, that's illegal. You have to punch him underneath in the chin. And by that point, I'm sitting here like 12 of them, and I'm like lights going in and out. You know,
yeah, right.
I literally tapped out. The TV doesn't show all of that. They kind of edit it to where I'm like laying down and tired after the first breakdown, but. That's what really went down. But anyway, yeah, I lost. But Big Rig has like 22 MMA fights in his career, and I've got one if you count Big Rig.
Right, he's crazy. And not only that, but you also in the paintball challenge, it shows you getting like 6 shots in the back of the head like 2 days before that fight too.
You know, I was okay after the paintballs. There were some welts on the back of the legs and stuff, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. You know, I thought that was going to really sting. I was expecting like, oh my gosh, like we're going to get. I don't know how to describe like what a paintball should feel like, maybe bare skin, like super close, but it wasn't like that. I mean, we had the jailhouse outfits on with like the headgear. I didn't even notice, honestly, didn't even notice anything when that challenge was over. There were guys going, you know, I was like,
right.
So you said you wrestled a lot growing up. You've got a big personality. You've got the reality, like, I don't know, platform, I guess. Did you ever think about like pro wrestling? Because I know like, The Miz or Mike, whatever his name was on The Real World, is like doing the pro wrestling thing. Did you ever think about that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, when I started wrestling in 3rd grade, that's why, you know, the Hitman Hart, Davey Boy Smith, you know, I mean, these are much older guys, but, you know, back in my youth and like the.
Oh, yeah, I know the Bulldogger. I'm familiar. I'm a fan.
Yeah, I would watch that. I remember like picking wrestlers. Me and my brother would pick who we were just going to win the matches and stuff. So I went to my mom in like 3rd grade and was like, I want to wrestle. Like I chose to do that. So definitely when the shows came out and I was in good shape, I actually went and started training in Long Island. This guy, his name, Brimstone. I thought he was like, Brimstone was like a legit, heavy duty pro guy. And I got like 2 or 3 matches. Like there was a couple still online where I'm in my singlet. First or second match I go against, I don't even remember his name, like WCW guy with the mohawk and the face paint. You would recognize him if you saw him. First match. And these guys just they were like doing over the head suplex stuff you see in the I'm like, I'm just going to go with it. But you actually have to like go back a little, because if you throw a fake punch and they don't go with it, then like they're not acting their part. So here I am just going with everything. And
right.
Crowds are watching me just get thrown around for 5 minutes in here. Nobody really, Brimstone, the point of my story was he was supposedly a pro wrestler and nice guy. I like Will, but some guys like, hey, we're going to cancel you off this show, and I'm like, what do you mean? I'm trained by Brimstone, the pro wrestler. He goes, actually, he has like 1 wrestling match and here's his record. And I was like, all right, fair enough. I'm off. And that was it, man. I kind of, I just, life happens, For sure. And that's what hurts. Go off of the top rope, and honestly, and jump to the ground. You'll be like, ooh, my ankles, like both your ankles. Now try to run over. That's like a good 10, 8-foot drop. It's not easy. These guys are doing flips off that stuff. It's dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not, 21.
Yeah. So the next episode, my very least favorite episode, because Fox goes home.
Oh, terrible.
So one of my favorite things about the whole Fox situation is he did the same like exit interviews with Reality T or whatever that you guys all did. And so I'm reading his, and he's justifying the fact that he's like, oh, I didn't really have a girlfriend. I was just too drunk on the show to actually explain myself to Daisy and Ricky. Is there any truth to that? Because he's definitely like out of it.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. He probably was talking to some girl like it was his girlfriend and maybe not even realizing, hey, I'm on a TV show. I don't have a girlfriend. I shouldn't pretend I have. That's why you go home. But like I said before, like drunk and out of it, like, again, I love Fox, but that's like the best way to describe them, sober or not.
So, show a lot of drinking, a lot of cigarettes. Anything else in the house? Or, is it pretty chill? You don't have to say names or anything. You can say names.
Hey, listen, I love money and Huatuco. You got away with a little bit more, than LA. But, that's a whole nother show.
Yeah. Tracking, heard. Who goes home next? Big Rig? Yeah, Big Rig goes home in the cooking challenge. You make the red velvet cake. You actually the presentation on that was nice. Obviously, can't tell much without just looking at it, but it looked nice.
It was a little stiff. I'm an artiste, so I had to make it look at least presentable, but it didn't probably taste as good as it should have.
Gotcha.
I like my food cooked, like actually cooked. So.
And was it mostly like you guys actually cooking? How much did the catering people or their whatever help?
Nobody. You're cooking. Nobody was there to help really. Unless
just sitting around flirting with you guys, because I know the one dude's hitting on Big Rig the whole time.
Yeah, that was it. They put the caterers in there to sway us away from Daisy and see who was. Thank God I avoided Ricardo's lustrous advances.
So then the next one is not a good episode either, because London comes back. I hate London so much. Dude, he's just such a crybaby the whole time. And then, the fact that he ends up winning, and it's just bad.
Well, yeah, leaving is pretty severe.
Right, leaving, again, right after he gets the guitar. He gets the guitar, says, oh my God, thank you so much. I haven't had a guitar this whole time. I sold it to pay bills. And then gets mad because Daisy doesn't listen to him enough when he's on a bus with 5 other girls. Dips. And comes back because he emailed Ricky and said he was sorry. But, whatever.
That sounds pretty accurate. Who knew he would have won? But, really, I'm playing for second at that point. So that was fine with me.
Right, because the whole goal for you was get your own show after, right?
Still working on it.
Still working on it?
Still working on it, man.
But, so are you gonna be looking for love, or are you trying to do something else?
Yeah, me and my three kids will pick out the girl for me and my wife.
There you go. Unicorn of love.
Yeah, man. Whatever. No, obviously, I I would do the of love thing. I mean, when I first met my wife and we were just boyfriend, girlfriend, and she was pregnant and, she was like, I get it. You're going to have your own show. Like I'm down with that. Fast forward here, 11 years later, you get your own show. Like, get that. Like, oh, you're going to go hook up with a girl. Okay. It wouldn't be as fun where I'd be like, oh, plant one here, we're going to get married.
You don't want to do, what is it? Real and Chance from I Love New York ended up doing like a monster hunting show. They're like looking for Bigfoot and shit.
Did they really? They didn't do a show about that though, or did they?
Yeah, they got a reality show about it.
That I wrote technically on I Love New York because I'm the one who basically came up with the whole Bigfoot hunter thing to Real and Chance. So yeah, I'm gonna call 51 Minds for the producer credit on that.
The world is like God almighty. What is that? What?
Look, right.
What is that?
Man, it's starting to rain. We ought to get up out of here. No, that's a swamp monkey.
Yeah, I would get on that for sure. Yeah, Chi-Chi goes home, and then, so you have a kind of an unfortunate joke in this episode, because it's right before London comes back, and Sinister's talking about his stage name, Trip Lee, and you go, oh, I thought it was Joshua Lee, which is what London says his real name is when he freaks out and he's doing the whole, I'm Joshua Lee, I'm a real person, I'm a puppet, look at me dance. That whole routine, which, was good TV. That was entertaining.
Yeah, I don't know why people get so crazy over this stuff. I mean, I guess, having done it, I could at least relax a little bit and not get like super crazy.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh, you good?
You guys got me?
Yeah, we got you back. Sorry.
Yeah. Loud and clear. Awesome.
All right. So what were you saying?
I guess we were talking about Joshua Lee and everything.
Yes.
But, like, I don't know why. I mean, alcohol makes you go a little crazy, but like, I don't know. I just don't know why people like literally are losing their minds on these shows. It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I mean, people lose their minds over less, I guess. People go crazy over stupid shit, but
right. Like, I can't find my remote controller. Oh my gosh, I'm on national TV and I passed out drunk and people.
Again, you should have seen the fit we were throwing. We couldn't get Zoom to work with our microphones earlier, bro. This whole place should be trashed right now.
So. Yeah, good thing we weren't drinking yet.
Right? Yeah. Lucky we were holding off for the Jäger Bombs.
It's all good, man. We're gonna be done with this.
10 already. So that's when the ex-girlfriends come in, or not so much for you. You get kind of a friend from the past. You're familiar with each other.
Yeah, I mean, you don't. Okay. For everyone that's like, how do you get on a reality show? What do you do when you get on the show, right? And now they're like, hey, who are your ex-girlfriends? Who are your brothers and your mothers? And you fill out this form where you're like thinking, this ex-girl is going to bash me. Let me put her on here. Oh, this girl's going to roast me. They're going to call her and, hey, we're trying to interview this guy. And we just tell us a funny story. No, you're going to get on the show. Then they're going to say, come on and humiliate this fool.
Oh, God. Yeah.
And I called my girlfriend, like, who was just one of the boys. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Me, her, and both my brothers would hang out. You know what I'm saying? But so she was just one of the guys. So I had her come on, and I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna put your name down, your only name, my ex-girlfriend. And you're gonna come on. And you're just gonna be like, Dave is like the best thing ever. Blah blah blah." Exactly that. So it was great.
Smart as hell.
Play the game right.
I had to buy her something after, for her to, hooking me up. But it's
right.
But so Sinister, not so lucky with the whole ex-girlfriend situation. It comes out that he, had the whole incident where he hit her in the mouth in the club. And it's a whole incident. And he ends up going. Sinister, I did some more research into. He's like a weird dude. One, him and Chi-Chi are still boys. They still post stuff on Instagram together. And
they live in Nashville. I actually own a piece of land in Nashville myself. I lived in Nashville for 5 years. So anytime I would go down there, I would, we'd hang out, we'd go to the clubs. I lived there for 5 years. So they were like my boys down there. So it's pretty cool. And Sinister is in music. So he would do like karaoke, and Nashville's like a big karaoke town. So he's doing his thing down there. He's loving it.
Nice.
And, we're all doing good.
Yeah, he's in music, and his whole family's in music. His one brother is like the bassist for Mudvayne. And then his other brother was like a drum tech for Slipknot.
Oh, okay.
So like he's been around the music industry and everything.
Oh yeah, he was the lead singer for Makeshift Romeo. Where if you look music, and actually,
Was the other one Twisted Method? That was his old band.
He did Twisted. He's been in like he was in I think his brother was in Mudvayne. He was in Dope. So yeah, they've been in a lot. They've toured. I've seen him. I think Kid Coma or something like that was his first. A lot of punk music. He grew up in like Fort Myers, Florida area, so they have like a lot of like punk rock and roll and stuff. He's a Chicago guy though. After Florida moved to Chicago.
Okay.
But yeah, no, he's been around the scene forever. He when he went to Nashville, he got signed by John Rich from Big and Rich. And honestly, I watched his music videos, and they're awesome. I was like, this guy's gonna be like the next big pop star, like huge. I thought he was gonna be huge. I'm disappointed, and I think he is too, that he's not huge because he has the talent. I just don't know why he hasn't gotten to that next level completely yet. He's doing his thing, but he should like really like big time. No joke.
Yeah, I mean, he's talented. His like little makeshift songs on Daisy of Love were like head and shoulders kind of above. Like you just compare like the song he wrote and then the song London wrote, put them side by side. Well, both of them, because they do it in the music challenge, and they both just like write a song for Daisy.
Yeah, he's good. I've seen him play live. I went to a show in Jersey when he was with Dope. I went to John Rich's house in Nashville when they were performing as well, when some other record labels were up there and stuff. So yeah, I mean, I've seen him a couple times. It's good times for sure.
Yeah, nice. Probably better seeing him there than when he's got the guitar in the bedroom with the girl you're trying to hook up with.
Yeah, dude. Well, he was smashing guitars in Daisy of Love because he literally would sit there and be like, Daisy, wooing her all night on the guitar, and then I'd come down and be like, Daisy, you want to go to your room? And she's like, all right, boys, I gotta go. It's so mad.
Yeah, it's funny because like watching the show, I was very much like, oh yeah, Dave's the guy. He's the cool guy. He's relaxed. He hasn't done anything to piss me off. But if I was in the house, I probably would not like you at all because just how easy it was for you.
But we'd make fun. We'd make it fun. I'd be like, listen, man, you hang out with Daisy all day, get buttered up, and then here brew, and I'll finish her off for you.
Yeah, doesn't matter where you get the appetite as long as you come home for dinner.
Yeah, as long as you're okay with it, then we're cool, man.
So next episode is just a clip show. You guys watched all of the clip show, right? Do you guys have any questions from that or?
So some of those fights were like people were ready to knock each other's teeth down their throats, which makes sense with 20 dudes living in a house. But was any of that like kind of gassed up and exaggerated, or were some of those about to be real fights? Like,
yeah, there was a couple like chokeholds and things where we had to pull some people off of each other for sure. I think Flex and Cage that one time. But it was weird. Like Cage was like picking on someone else, and next thing you know, Flex ended up having him in a choke, and we're breaking them up. Like it was just
like a domino effect.
Yeah, it was like really. I mean, like Flex. I guess Flex was holding something in from the day before. So, Cage comes in, attacks somebody, and next thing you know, like Flex is behind him, choking him out, and we're pulling Flex off of him.
Yeah, Flex is upset. He's screaming the whole time. He's screaming, "He's not an ultimate fighter. He's no ultimate fighter. This and that." But yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, I know, man. And honestly, Flex is a 215-pound, 6'3" wrestler. I mean,
he's a bad dude. He gave it to 6 Gauge.
Yeah, I know. There's a scene on the clip show where I'm in like a Speedo, me and Flex are wrestling. We're a little drunk, but I'm throwing him around the room pretty nice. I was hoping that I went against Flex in that challenge, but I guess Big Rig, wouldn't have had an opponent.
Yeah.
All right. And then we got the finale, where it all goes south for 12-pack.
Oh, man, this is where it goes south.
Where it all falls apart. You get dumped at the airport and kind of done dirty. But, I mean, that's kind of the way it seems on camera, at least. But that's maybe not necessarily how it happened.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's exactly what happened. I was on the airport. Yeah, and I mean, like, it's like, okay, here, we're going to stage this thing. No, it's like, we're in Hawaii. Like, we flew to Hawaii. We didn't just appear there.
Yeah.
We only were there for 24 hours. And like, I'm literally, they're flying away. Flex gets in a hot air balloon or like some helicopter. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah.
Right in front of me. And I'm sitting there like, okay, what the hell? Now, granted, that was big, like, okay, if you're an actor, Dave, this is where you put on the tears, buddy, And I was like, all right, this is it. Like cameras are on me. Like this is my elimination. Like this is where all this alcohol is coming into play. But of course, they didn't let me drink beforehand. So imagine yourself 6 shots deep, and now you're getting a fake cry. It's going to be good. Now, wake up in the morning and you haven't drinking a thing, and you're like, oh my gosh, like I gotta really put this on, like tears out of my eyes, and I didn't have that type of training, you know. So I did whatever I could, you know, to make it go down. And you know, I got called by the producers after, and they're like, hey, I heard you got done, you put on the show, you know. They're like, great job. So I did what I had to do, but yeah, I mean, they were like, okay, now it's time to fly back home and let's go. Okay, I'm just gonna go to the hotel room, wake me up when my flight is. They're like, no, 5:45 p.m. We knew you're getting dumped at 9:45 a.m. You're gonna eat at the airport, but yeah, it's brutal.
That's brutal. Because they have the whole, like, it dramatically, like, swirls around you. Like, they have the cameras, like, below you, so it's looking up at you for the sympathetic view. And then you're given the whole monologue about, you know, if she doesn't want me, whatever, and blah, blah, blah. And then they start putting the airplane noises over you. They cut it out of your monologue. They ask you to turn on the tears, and then they just cut over you.
Yeah, I know. I was like, okay, I'm embarrassed, like, having to watch this scene, right? Because here I am with my girlfriend. Who has been dating me the whole time the show's on. I lose a you know, and she's like a badass, you know, so here she is like, what are you doing? Getting punched in the head for? Like, you know, I'm punching him in the head, you know, and then now here I'm crying on the tarmac. Like, okay, let me at least make it pour out. And I'll be honest with you guys, 2,500 Facebook friend requests literally that night and the next morning. Oh, I would never do that to you, 12 pack. Hey, I work for, thebangbros.com. Look at my video, damn. Anywhere. Oh, it's great. It was surreal.
But, man, I bet they offered Joe Buck like $1 million to narrate porn. I bet you could have gotten paid.
Yeah, the problem is, that would probably be living with me forever. And
right, yeah,
I do all right now, and luckily I didn't fall victim to the guy emailing me saying, "Hey, we'd love to pay you $40 grand for Playgirl. I just need some pics of you nude. Can you just send them to me first, and then I'm going to pay?" Yeah,
we'll pay you.
Dude, I'm telling you, half these people on these shows probably fall for that stuff. I mean,
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised.
I got hit with that from every angle. I'm like, that's definitely fake. This is a fake one. I learned what a catfish was way before that show. I'm not even, I learned the signs of everything. Listen, emergency right before you go to meet him. A rich girl, from a rich family, a virgin, or, 2 partners. I mean, there is such, the list could go on and on. It's amazing. And they're all just beautiful, whatever, exactly what you want. And God knows what you're really dealing with on the other side.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God for that show.
So did you meet a lot of like super fans in person? Did you have a lot of people come up to you like on the street and be like, holy shit, you're 12 pack or you're Dave?
It's tough to know who's like how big of a, fan, right? You don't know when you see somebody. You would think that here we are 13, 12 years later. If someone comes up to me and goes, hey, yo, 12 pack, like they were probably a decent fan because here we are 12 years later and they remember like exactly who you are.
Yeah.
I could say though, I mean, of course people hit you up and say, oh my God, like, when I was 12, I had a poster on the other wall and my mom, but aside from that stuff, I was in Texas at a party, hosting a party and, hey, we're going to go back and go to this girl's apartment. The guy hosting the club, bring you over. Okay, great. There's like 8 of us, we're just going to have an after party. And I forget, it was screensaver on her computer. There was definitely a picture of me. And then like on the wall of her dorm room, there was like guys, like teeny bopper guys, like she like definitely like front and center, and here I am in the dorm room and I'm like, and it didn't, dawn on me at the time. Like nowadays, if you walk in the dorm and you see that, like, like I should, you know what to do. Now you were like, okay, like, I guess that's a normal thing.
So before you go on these shows, do they give you like coaching on how to deal with this stuff? Or was this kind of before they were doing that whole thing?
Nah, see, like, and you always hear like, oh, the producers this, the producers that, right? They might tell you something once, maybe twice the whole show. Like I said, you're mice in this, game, right? And you're filming it. If you guys came up with this show and you were like, hey, here's what we're gonna do each episode, you'd have like the host, Daisy or whomever, and you'd have like an assistant host like Ricky. But then you'd have like the cast. And every now and again, you might be like, oh my gosh, I just need to get so-and-so to say something. So I might have to be like, hey, can you just tell so-and-so this? Like, that's it though. Like, they're not telling you to do all this stuff. They might once or twice the whole season tell you to say something because they need like to get that out there. But it's not like, oh, man, the producers, they wanted me to do this and they want, these people make it like, oh yeah, they were wanting me to infiltrate the system. No, they might have been like, hey, can you go over there and like start some beef with so and so? Like, that's it. You know, no one's, you know, and that's like them just being like, okay, this is lame as shit. Let's get something going. You know,
Right.
Gotcha.
But
so what I actually, and that's an awesome answer. That's awesome information to get. But what I meant was more like, do they tell you about like, hey, you're gonna get catfish, you're gonna have people hitting you up, don't do this and this?
Oh, like after.
Yeah. Is it any kind of like fame coaching or not so much at all?
No, there ain't none of that stuff. Like, it's like, you know, you'll be lucky if they tell you how to get to the airport like the next day, you know?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, hey man, I left a pair of jeans in the house, you know? No, I mean, there's literally, unfortunately, there's some relationships I have with some producers and people on the sets. And, you know, some people hit me up that were like PA assistants. I don't remember, like, you know, no offense. Like there's a lot of people. I remember.
You were drinking a lot.
Yeah, well, I remember some producers, but think about it. You're on a camera and here's your crew. Then there's those, you're not allowed to talk to that crew, right? So like you might remember a person here or there. And if you've done 3 of them, you might remember some more, but someone might hit you up and they're like, yeah, I was a PA and I had a couple episodes, I routed you up. And I'm like, hey, okay. To meet you too. But like, as far as the relationships, you know, especially for me, it would have been really cool if like Chris Abrego or Mark Cronin, Lisa Lopez is Mark Cronin's wife, or at least she was. I assume they're still married. Lisa got me on Daisy of Love. Lisa was mad cool. And, you know, for the first 5 to 7 years after the shows, I'd hit her up with the script or like just to, you know, keep in touch. And she'd always, you know, hit me back. Last like 5 years, a couple of times I hit her up, dead silence. Hey, here's a video of a project I'm working on. Or, hey, what about this? Like nothing, you know, and I don't need with projects, but, you know, wherever she's at in her life, she's doing her thing. And I guess her, you know, she doesn't feel like hitting me back for, you know, at the moment. So I don't know, you know, I mean, it's like, I feel like that was the way with everybody on those shows. Either you were making them money and you were good for what they were doing, where they liked you and wanted to keep a relationship, or you were just another one of 20 guys on another one of 20 shows that they run. You know, these guys just pumping shows out, like, you know, and I guess it's up to you what you do with it. But, you know, I won't necessarily call them to get back onto something, you know, maybe they would want me to, but I've actually got some stuff filmed right now. I've got some projects working on my YouTube channel I've been building up, but that's, you know, small potatoes.
I was gonna say, you've got the quarantine celebrity documentary you're doing right now?
Yeah, man, I whipped that thing up all on my cell phone and I'm not even done editing it up. Yeah, so, you know, it's just something. I was just getting back into the flow of editing, putting some stuff content-wise out there. Like, there's got some celebs involved, you know, getting it's, and hey, in 10 years, that's going to be pretty cool to look back and be like, whoa, this is like how you guys were living. Right. So time capsule, you know, maybe right now we're like, whatever, but I think down the line, you're going to look back and just even me spraying some dude with Lysol at a toll booth is going to be a lot funnier than it is, you know, maybe at the moment right now. But yeah, no, we've got, I filmed something for my work, and actually we're under contract. We got a management company and a film production company that's signed us for a year, and we're filming celebrities. And I sell high-end sports memorabilia, so we're going to go around, whether it's like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, or we've sold his collection, a bunch of New York Yankee players, Barry Bonds, Vegas Dave is a customer of ours. You know, he's going to be involved in the show with his wife. Like, we got some cool people, personalities. So we're going to go around their house, looking at their collections and stuff, and we're trying to get that thing filmed ASAP because there's no programs. There's not going to be a lot of programs coming on. So, you know,
exactly.
Yeah, I'd love for, you know, end of the summer and the fall to be, you know, back on something. I mean, I could see us even on ESPN right now, just because, you know, if this Corona thing keeps going and basketball season ends up getting canceled, it's supposed to start here in over a month. If it gets canceled again, they're going to have literally nothing besides.
Yeah.
So, you know, they'd welcome anything like that. So that'd be cool. You know, we'll see what happens. I mean, being on ESPN would be pretty cool. You know, I mean, so I'm not done with anything yet. You know, like, I'm not just like, yeah, I do my 9 to 5. I'm a carpenter. Nah, I don't, nothing like that, man. You know, I deal in high-end sports memorabilia. We're on TMZ all the time. If you saw like a $922,000 Mike Trout baseball card for sale recently, that was our auction house. We sold it from his rookie year for $375,000. We do some crazy stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice. Well, now I don't know if you know, but all of the Loves are on Hulu, which is owned by Disney, who also owns ESPN. So,
oh my gosh,
there's got to be something there.
It's a done deal. Lock it up. Yeah,
I guess we should talk about the last little bit of the show. I mean, nothing really that cool happens after you leave, though. Like, you leaving is like over. Climax.
Yeah,
I changed the channel. Who won anyway? Did we?
Yeah, so London ends up winning with no justification. Daisy just says, "Yeah, I want you." There's nothing wrong with Flex.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Underwhelming.
I know, but I mean, you know, the thing is, like, home like in the morning. At least the last two on the last night, they got like a, you know, their sleepover time with Daisy, and I mean, that would have been nice too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal. And then, so London wins, and the relationship doesn't last long. It actually ends up, Daisy announces it's over MySpace, which is awesome. Fucking
awesome.
Incredible that's how it gets announced.
Dude, you literally look naked with a Jäger bottle, like right in the crotch right now.
Perfect. That's what I'm going for.
Dude. Impressive, bro.
That's the show, bro. We got to get it in the thumbnail so we get the views.
Dude, there it is, man.
Hell yeah.
So you got kids. They're not old enough to watch the show, right? They haven't seen.
No, I mean, okay. So the show used to like rerun on Valentine's Day on VH1.
Okay.
Every year. So like, no doubt, I've got a 10-year-old, you know, and for like the last 2 or 3 years, they haven't played it, but he might have been 6, 7 years old, and no doubt that thing was on like all day long, at least 1 or 2 Valentine's days. And then he wanted to be like a YouTube star. So we go to the mall like right after it aired, like that weekend, Valentine's weekend, we go to the mall, and I swear 4 girls come up, swap back, you know, right away. So I was like, yeah, take a picture. And my son's there, and he's like, I want to get in. So I was like, this is YouTube star Davey Jr., you know, and so he liked that.
That's awesome.
You know, but I don't know, you know, I mean, we have the same name too, so that doesn't help him out at all.
Right.
Job, and if we look anything alike, and they're like, yeah, no, your dad was on, no. It's bad enough I don't get the job, you know, walking around my shirt. They're gonna tell my son, like, nope, I'm sorry.
Yeah, every background check's gonna pop up with that from here on out.
Oh, just come on. I mean, like, granted, I use a computer now, but I have the same name as him. So, like, obviously, he's gonna be like 16. Like, let me Google myself, and like, holy shit, what the? I try to get him used to it now, though. You know, like he watches he's there in my documentaries and, you know, film projects, and, you know, it's not an uncommon saying around the house, like, oh, daddy's going to be on this TV show or that, you know. So it's like, you know, it's not like, oh my God, like I'm on the news tonight and for 3 seconds, looking in the background. So he kind of grew up knowing that a little, and there were times when he'd be like, Mommy, are you famous too? Like, you know, and I mean, and believe it or not, my wife, she dated like Keith Urban for about 4 years. She was on In Touch Weekly on the cover when they were like that whole affair thing. That was my wife. They dated for a while. So stranger to, you know, the lifestyle at all. And when I met her, neither of us were looking to date anyone. And she was out, you know, balling, you know, with her people, and, you know, just kind of connected at an interesting time. So, you know, but it's cool, you know, I mean, that's what you do. I mean, could I be living here? You know, I got a 5,800 square foot home with 5 bedrooms. Do I want to live here by myself? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what do I do? Take the kids to the pool? We go to the gym downstairs. Like, you know, I mean, you can't enjoy it by yourself, you know? Yeah. So, you know, you gotta, and like every house that I buy to, you know, rent out and stuff and keep building up. I mean, I keep accumulating. I'm trying to get as many as I can. I'm trying to get another one next year. I don't want, like, what's the point? You know, for what? Like, yeah, it'd be nice to have like international women, like supermodels flying over every weekend. Love the lifestyle. I mean, hey, I'm 37, you know, I'm doing okay. But, you know, I mean, I'll be doing okay at 47 and even better at 57. So, you know, I mean, awesome. Yeah, man, we got plenty of life left.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I only have one more question written down. I don't know if you guys have any more, but I mean, I know you said, you know, you talked to Fox a little bit. You talked to Chi-Chi and Trip Lee a little bit, or Sinister. I see Flex coming on a couple of your Instagrams. Anyone else you keep in contact with?
I mean, you know, that's definitely probably the group, you know. I mean, honestly, Flex and I haven't spoken as much, and, you know, he's very outspoken on a lot of political things like that.
Cruz's Instagram, I'm familiar.
Yeah, like, you know, and I don't care. Like, I'm not about like that. And then I mean it like I'm not about like if you're about it, like great, but I'm just but like we can still all be friends and do our thing. I'm not gonna take a side at all. So you know, but I think he's so like almost overconsumed that, like, you know, he feels like people are like out to get him, or like if he doesn't like my wife's political view, or, you know, so unfortunately, you know, we're not as close as we could be. But really, you know, like Heat from I Love New York and I are cool. You know, we're cordial on the phone. There's no reason not to be, or like, I mean, we tried to like partner up, and, you know, it's tough. Literally, think about it. You guys just got off a show, right? I got off a show. I'm a popular guy. He, you know, was on the show too. And now, like, hey, I want to do my thing. You know, maybe I want to go partner up with, you know, Leo DiCaprio. I don't know, right? Why not shoot for the stars? Yeah, you know, I mean, hey, people want to partner up with me too, and that's cool. But for me, I should be looking, you know, like, hey, what's going to benefit myself in the long run the most? And, you know, even though I think Heat and I could have had a really fun, you know, Party Boys show, and who knows, you know, I mean, I still like to party, so it's not impossible to happen at any time. But, you know, it got so like overwhelming, like where like, you don't have to live like your lifestyle like every day like that. Like if you want to do the Party Boys, go in a house for 20 days, film the shit, or do a couple parties. But I don't have to like, you don't have to jump in the passenger seat every time I go cruising like it like that. But that's how it was, and that's how, you know. And his mother was very into like us. You guys gotta show the reputation. I mean, she told me one time even like, hey, you really gotta live this out, and like if you're doing a party, you shouldn't be doing without him. You guys gotta give this appearance. And it's like, how about I just want $1,000 and not have to share it? You know, like I mean, so much more involved, you know? So, you know, I'm sure some of the girls, you know, and I are pretty cool. Believe it or not, what's her name? Lil Hood, Chelsea. She's cool. You know, she came over. She likes my wife. You know, we hung out a couple times. I would consider her, you know, a friend. And Lacey obviously and I've gotten much closer. I never knew Lacey until all this drama with Heather like recently popped up. And you know, Lacey's mad cool. She's done a lot. You know, she's got a little podcast going on. And even,
I didn't even know that.
Love. You know what's crazy? I mean, these girls from Rock, it's funny because like I'll do a podcast, right? And like I'll look at my inbox the next day and I'll like 5 Rock of Love girls like shoot me, hey, what's up? Like, you know, and I'm just like, all right, you know, whatever. And then, shoot, like wow, like man, that could have been dangerous on those shit.
Right.
Yeah, I would have liked to see you with your own show. I would have liked to watch 12 Pack of Love.
12 Pack of Love.
I think it'd have been good TV, man.
Yeah.
You know, listen, if we can make it big enough, and you know, I'll just tell the wife, like, listen, I'm gonna have to do it. I'm getting paid X, Y, and Z. Like, you know, you got to sit back and deal with it. You know,
Right.
Hey, man, if you want someone to fill the Ricky Rackman role and not be a threat, I'm always available.
Very good, very good, guys. Well, let's cheers one more, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any in there.
I can make you one. Hold on, one
quick.
There we go.
So
we gotta
then,
send it off right. It's a weekday night. I've got to get up and drive 2 hours away in the morning. So we'll pay to do it, then half buzzed up, half my ride there in the morning. You know.
Right.
Yeah, we've got another interview tomorrow. We've got to do too.
Yeah.
Perfect. Right. Yeah, then save some of that stuff for tomorrow. You know.
Absolutely. I don't know if our next guest is gonna be as fun as you. He'll be a good interview, but I don't think he's as much a party boy as you.
No.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. I'm gonna hold it down. Let's hold down the party boy honor as long as we can. Actually, I've got like a $50 bottle. What is this stuff? I don't even know. Blanton's. We'll do some straight Blanton's out of the bottle.
Oh yeah. I would say the next thing I think we have in the house is like Buffalo Trace bourbon.
All tastes the same to me. All this stuff was given as gifts like around the holidays from my clients. So at least I'm gonna let them know. Thank you, Larry. Thank you.
All right.
Guys.
Hell yeah, guys.
Cheers.
Salud.
Woo. Ooh, that was a big boy swig.
Woo.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go swimming in my pool. All right, guys.
Thanks for
It's been
coming on,
fun.
man.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Have a good one.
Yeah, and
All
we
right,
are
take
out
care, guys.
like sauerkraut, but
Peace out.
that doesn't mean that we're gone.
See you, man.
I'm out. Like sauerkraut, you know? But, I mean, that doesn't mean that I'm gone. I'm sorry that, you know, it had to not end this way, because I know that, you know, times are endless, and I just wanted to let her know that I'm just so sorry that it had to end this way.